You know those short weeks that feel like long weeks?
This was one of those.
Oh, a little bit.
This was only 4 days of work.
Right? 4 days of work with him.
With me, yeah, that's
work.
That's why the time went slowly.
Hey, I got another update on Jussie Smollett. I know.
Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know the story, this is the guy that was attacked going to get Subway at 2 in the morning in New York.
They put a
noose around his neck in Chicago. Put a noose around his neck, poured bleach on him. Turns out
he orchestrated it.
They're saying that he did.
Yes.
3,000.
Well, he's actually been charged now.
I know, but did you hear? Okay,
yes. So
you go.
He posted bail for $100,000. 100 tau. Whatever.
Well, he only hurt himself. Well, no, I mean physically.
Yes. Yeah, apparently he self-inflicted.
Yeah.
That would be weird. So anyway, he posted bail, went to the set of his show, The Empire, and asked for all of the staff to come around and apologize to them. And he said, I swear to God, I would not ever have done this. I would not do this to you guys.
He still says he's innocent.
Yeah. And then they had to send him away because it looked like it was obvious he had been crying. So he went away for a little bit, came back and shot some scenes.
He went to work.
So he went to work, man. So
he says to the cast, you know me.
Yeah.
You all know me.
Yeah.
I would not do this.
What do you think?
I don't. So if he didn't do it, that means somebody else framed him.
Yes. Yes.
But they said they have phone calls between the two of them, and they said they have the payment. There's
a check.
He paid with a check.
Okay, first of all, Jussie,
Jussie.
no paper trail.
And have we been saying his name wrong all the time? Now it's Smollett.
Smollett.
I've been saying Smollett.
Oh no, see, I'm French, so I say Smollett.
Smollett.
Jussie. You said Smollett?
You never corrected me.
Wow, you're so wrong.
It's all your fault. So I don't know what to think. I honestly do not know what to think about all of this.
I know.
And his lawyers are saying, listen, all we're asking for is that you do what the law says and presume innocence until proven guilty in a court of law.
Yes.
That's all his lawyer says. Just wait until the facts come out and then lynch him again.
Wow, lynch him again.
Well, because
he only lynched him himself.
He didn't really lynch himself.
No.
Lynching is not a thing you should ever do to anybody, even yourself.
Oh my word! And you know what? It's such a.
Why is my nose always itchy when I go on air? Kiss the fool.
It's because people who are of color are completely insulted by the fact that, especially if he did do this, he went as far as getting a noose and putting it around his neck. That is such a horrible part of the Black American history that people who are of color who are commenting on this are just distraught over it, thinking, you know what? Okay, so say he did it, and say it was because he wasn't happy with his salary, $100,000 a show. And say, you know, he wanted the attention and the public relations. Okay, so let's say that. To go as far, some people are saying, as to insinuate the lynching of years past and to glorify that again is no. So he made a huge mistake if he did it.
I made a huge mistake too. I shouldn't have said anything about lynching as a joke. I'm sorry. That was bad. Wasn't it? It's Be Humble Day. I'm being humble now.
You? Do you even know how to do that? No.
No.
He doesn't.
It's not appropriate to brag about yourself. But it's very appropriate, always appropriate, it says, Be Humble Day says, it's not appropriate to brag about yourself, but it is appropriate to brag about your children.
My kids are the best, seriously, most successful, independent adults. They are awesome.
I don't have children. My dogs are the best.
Keith has a child.
I have the best dogs. They only poop every 3 days.
What?
On the floor in the house.
Oh, and I was going to say, wow, they're constipated, honey. You need to give them some fiber.
There's somebody who's famous for being not humble. By the way, did anybody understand that kiss a fool? When your nose is itchy, it means you're going to kiss a fool. That's why I kissed
I think they got that.
Well, some people didn't. Marlene Dietrich was infamous for not being humble. So one of her quotes was, But enough about me. Let's talk about you. What do you think of me?
I always thought that she was very elegant and classy. I didn't realize she was a boaster.
She apparently, there's a story about, pardon me, there was a story about Judy Garland. There's Marlena right there, gorgeous. There was a story about Judy Garland going over to Marlena's apartment in New York City. Now, Marlena wasn't much of a singer, but she fancied herself one. And so she would go out on stage like Carnegie Hall or whatever, and she'd do these concerts and sing, and underneath the lamplight by the gate.
Oh, I've heard, that.
My way. And she couldn't say her L's because she was my way of the lamp, white, my own wee ma wane. Anyway.
I could sing.
So anyway, Judy Garland says, we go over to Marlena's apartment and we're going to go out for dinner. But first of all, she says, do you want to hear my latest record? Do you want to hear my latest record?
Latest record?
Yeah. And so Judy says, okay. And so Marlena's like, she puts the record on and Judy says, I swear to God, it was 5 minutes of her singing and half an hour of people clapping.
Really?
All the applause.
On a record?
On her record. She kept the applause.
Wow.
I think sometimes she just played it for herself in her apartment.
Yeah, it's white noise she uses to go to sleep.
Yeah, the applause. I do that.
He does. He's laughing, but
it's Be Humble Day, ladies and gentlemen. Not a good day for Donald Trump.
Why?
Because it's Be Humble Day.
Good Lord.
I know that.
If it was Bad Hair Day, it wouldn't be a good day for Donald Trump either.
It's also Walking the Dog Day.
What if you don't have a dog?
Walk your children you're so proud of.
They're all away. They can walk themselves.
Okay, then. That's a bad day for Donald Trump, too, because we all know he doesn't like dogs and doesn't have a dog.
He doesn't like dogs. I didn't know that.
What is he? The only president in how many decades that hasn't had a dog in the White House?
Why is that so disgusting?
That he doesn't have a dog?
Yeah, so what? I'm not a dog person.
I don't trust people who don't like dogs.
You don't trust me.
Not a...
Well, so anyway.
I trust you with my career, but
nothing else. Nothing else,
So
baby.
It's National Margarita Day. There's one for you.
Awesome. Love the margaritas. Oh yeah, tequila, margarita, cross.
Sandra Mungi is here. She's our first guest from the Spanish Club here in Sault Ste. Marie. And she heard margarita and she's like,
I love
it is. It's National Margarita. Did you bring your margarita mix, Sandra? It's in her purse.
Oh, it's in her coffee. It's in her coffee. I love her.
It's also International World Thinking Day. Another bad day for Donald Trump.
Wow, he's not going to have a good day.
Not at all.
At all.
Except for the margaritas. Oh, he doesn't drink either.
No, he doesn't. Maybe he should.
Girl Scouts and Girl Guides. International World Thinking Day. Originally, this day was set aside to give thanks and appreciation to their sister Girl Scouts and Girl Guides. It was expanded, though, so now International World Thinking Day has been expanded as an opportunity for girls, young and less young. Don't you like that terminology?
I like that.
Young and less young, to learn about health issues that affect girls and young women. So, today we encourage all women to learn a little bit more about health issues and also to maybe teach someone else.
When the heck did the Girl Scouts get so heavy duty, man?
I don't know.
Sell your cookies, honey. That's all we need you for.
You could maybe teach them how to keep their cookies healthy.
We could just
Listen, it's February 22nd, and the reason why it's International Thinking Day is because this is the birthday of both Lord Baden-Powell, or Baden-Powell, and his wife, Lady Olive Baden-Powell. He started the Boy Scouts and she started the Girl Guides, and they shared today's birthday. They had this birthday on the same day.
So that's why it's
International Thinking Day.
Okay.
Luann's thinking about her health. It's going to be a long process, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot of thought.
Am I done?
Don't hurt yourself.
Am I done yet?
I don't know. Yeah, there's steam coming out your orifices.
Do you know who Adam Lambert is?
Well, yes, he's my future husband.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, Keith. He could sing.
Oh,
he's singing.
My word.
Okay, so he won American Idol, didn't he?
Yes. And he's going to...
Did he actually win, though?
No.
He didn't win
I don't think he won. I think he came in second. But he's been performing with Queen. And he's going to be at the Oscars, which is Sunday night. Oh, my word. Start getting ready at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Barbara Streisand's going to be there. Bette Midler's going to be there.
Is Barbara singing?
I don't know, but Bette Midler is.
Barbara should sing.
I don't know if Barbara's singing or not.
She should.
Barbara should sing.
Yeah, she should sing. But Adam Lambert's going to be there doing the Queen thing because of the movie, of course, that's nominated, called
Bohemian Rhapsody.
And he's also just released a new single called Feel Something.
Oh, Adam. I'd like to feel something.
Easy now.
Okay, then.
Easy now.
If only I mean, he can. If somebody can sing like that, it just makes me happy. People have to. I've always said someone could be, maybe.
So I can't sing, so I don't make you happy, is what you're saying.
You make me
I'm not a
happy
dog
with
person,
it.
and I can't sing. So why are you working with me?
It's money. The thing is,
Not enough, honey.
I talked about this before. Josh Groban could walk past me on a sidewalk, and I wouldn't look at him twice. He's an okay-looking guy.
Yeah, he's an average
But boy,
looking
oh
guy.
boy, when he opens his mouth and sings, suddenly he's like the hottest guy around.
Is that
Talent
right?
turns me on.
It
Same
does,
thing with
eh?
women too.
Yeah?
I mean, I still couldn't have sex with a woman even if she was a good singer, but you know.
You could
I'd sit down and talk to her longer.
really? You'd bless her with your presence.
People don't
would
get
you?
that. It's like, you couldn't have sex with a woman? No, I couldn't because I'm a homosexual male. Could you
Yeah.
have sex with a woman?
No.
No, because you're a heterosexual
Yeah.
female. We don't have a choice, people. Just letting you know.
That went way over there, didn't it?
Well,
we were talking about
international-
Adam Lambert, and he took Adam Lambert over here, and he just went like over there with it. Are you done yet, or what?
Yes, I'm so done.
You are so done.
I said lynching. I talked about homosexuality.
Happy Friday to you.
What else can I talk about that's going to offend people?
Oh my gosh, just show up. Seriously.
Now Sandra Monge's sitting over there going, what have
I'm
I gotten
scared.
myself into? That's okay, Sandra. I'll go easy on you. She's joining me in a second, and wait till you hear about all the amazing things that are going on that I know you never knew about in Sault Ste. Marie. It's Mornings with Luann and Tim. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is my new amiga, nueva amiga, Sandra Monge. Now, Sault Ste. Marie, we are so lucky. We are getting more and more diverse as the years go by. We have so many different cultures in our city, and we're celebrating having a Spanish-speaking people. You are from...
Originally from Bogota, Colombia.
Bogota, Colombia.
Yeah.
Right behind the camera, we have Jesus Ernesto Beltran. He's a student at Sault College. Jesus comes from Mazatlan. He's studying here. You have friends in the city that also come from Peru.
Peru, Chile, Mexico,
and this
Colombia.
And you now have a club. When did you form this? When did you found the club, Sandra?
The Spanish Club is part of the Northern Latin Hispanic Association. But the Spanish Club is an initiative that started in 2000, at the end of 2016,
Okay.
to teach our community a little bit and share our culture about the Spanish language. So we had a great partner, that is the Library of Sault Ste. Marie.
The library.
And many supporters in the city as well. So also I have to say thank you to Clean North, because Clean North was our first little space to promote our Spanish classes.
You mean you held your Spanish classes at Clean North at first?
Imagine
is
how
that on Queen
beautiful.
Street?
It's correct.
Yeah, Clean North.
Other beautiful organization in the city that
They
hopefully
are.
we can support as well.
They are. Well, shout out to our friend Peter McClarty from Clean North. Now, so then the library was, are they still offering the classes?
The library?
Yeah.
Yes, we start actually on February 19, last Tuesday. We have Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays is beginners class, and Thursdays we have beginners on also intermediate.
For Spanish language classes.
Spanish language classes and cultural.
And what you guys are doing, what the club is doing, is they're offering these classes for free. Now, I reached out, this is how I found Sandra. I reached out to my friends at the library, Helena Popolainen and the gang, and I said, you know Helena?
Yeah, I know
another
Helena.
great lady.
Hi, Helena.
Hi, Helena. So I reached out to Helena, I said, you are offering free Spanish classes, really, at the library? And we have a Spanish club in Sault Ste. Marie? So then I found you, and what Helena said was, we don't necessarily want to come on the show to talk about the Spanish classes because they're always full. We only have 10 seats. right?
10 seats per class, and again, it's because the capacity. I understand many people we have in the waiting list, but we try to accommodate as much as possible.
So,
But we will try to create probably a bigger space. But again, with the library, we have been working wonderful.
Yes.
Very supportive, and I'm very thankful for that.
But you're seeing that there's a real niche for this. People really want this. You have a waiting list. So, and you want more people in Sault Ste. Marie to know about the club and the activities. What's the one coming up? We'll get back to the Spanish classes and about how you're going to grow. But first of all, coming up very quick shortly, we have. Is it a salsa thing? What is it?
Yes, it's called salsa dance. Very sexy with soy.
And Soy is coming.
Soy
the poster's
Monroy.
up right now. That's what the audience is seeing.
That's
They're
right.
seeing that poster.
Soy Monroy, she's one of our members, but she lives in Sudbury.
Okay.
So our association want to expand in Northern Ontario.
You're going to go right across all the way
Northern Ontario, the real North, the real Canada.
Yeah.
And we would like to expand our association and create more programs about promoting our Hispanic Latin culture. So Soy is coming to Sault Ste. Marie first weekend of March, and the second weekend she's making in partnership with Algoma University. We are going to have a salsa dance with Soy. She is a professional dancer. Also, she is a coach life. She has her own business in Sudbury. She's very active in the Latin community. So hopefully we can have her.
So is she teaching? Actually, is it a class this or is it a performance?
Yes, it's a class this weekend. So she dances amazing. I tell you.
Now, there's some pictures coming up on the screen now of some of the events that you've had in the past. Looks like some meetings and parties and stuff, but I didn't know about them. But one of the things that we're doing is letting people know that this club exists and that you're also going one step further. You're going to form a not-for-profit organization, which hopefully will allow you to do. What's this outdoor thing you were doing? What was that?
Oh, this was a group of Colombians that they came as exchange students to Algoma University.
Yes.
So we get together again with the library. In the park that is in front of the library.
The Clerk Park.
The Clerk Park, and we just make a demonstration of our dances.
The dances.
They were 20 students coming from Colombia. We have a very good time. It was last summer. They usually came every summer from one of the most prestigious universities in Colombia. So it was Uni Andina. It was this Colombian sombrero.
So now, to get not-for-profit status, to do all of this stuff, it requires money. You've got to pay lawyers. You've got to fill out forms. You have to know what you're doing to get this not-for-profit status. And the idea behind becoming not-for-profit is that then you can actually raise money to continue to offer these classes and do these things that you do at no charge or little cost.
That's correct.
Okay, so in order to raise the money, we're going to have a big party.
Yes, correct.
And we can see from the pictures that you people know how to have a good time. So the big gala is going to be held during Hispanic Heritage Month, and behind us on the screen you can see Hispanic Heritage Month is displayed on the big TV screens behind us. When is Hispanic Heritage Month?
It's considered in the United States and Canada from September 15 up to October 15, because include many of Independence Days on Latin American countries, Mexico, Chile, and many others, and also is the day of the race in October 12th.
The day of the
race, the diversity day.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's a beautiful date we choose is September 28th.
That's a Saturday. You're going to have a gala.
Latina at Delta Hotel. So we are going to have tickets.
What's the gala called?
Gala Latina.
Gala Latina.
It's a surprise. We will have so many people involved in the community. We are looking for get more details.
Is there dinner?
It's dinner.
Like a Spanish themed dinner?
Spanish, Latin, Canadian.
Listen, I spent some time down. I lived in I lived in Puerto Rico for a while. I lived in Cancun for a while. So I solo un poquito español. Yo hablo solo un poquito español. But the food. Yes. So food, entertainment, cultural entertainment.
Yes. Speakers. Spanish guest speakers. Music and real party.
We're gonna have a Latin
margaritas, tequila,
and Timoteo. I'm going to be there with your host from Sudbury, Soy.
Thank you.
Soy and I are going to be there. So are tickets available yet for that, Sandra?
No, we are not yet.
You're going to come back on the show when you have tickets.
Okay, perfect. It's September, so we are in the process of preparing. Also, I would like to say thank you to the people who are in our association. I would like to name Patricia.
Yes.
I would like to say thank you to James, Zoe, Blanca Molina, is another hard worker, and I have Ara.
Ara? Oh, Ara was one of the instructors, yes?
Yes, Ara is one of the instructors, and Juan,
Pablo
Moreno.
Juan and Pablo Moreno.
Yes, this is our team.
You have 3 instructors right now that are teaching, but you had 2 others as well.
So I have we have 3 classes for adults. It's 2 classes for beginners, 1 for intermediate, and we have Spanish for children at the library too.
Wow.
Spanish for children. So it's we are 4 instructors right now. Actually, myself, I am teaching the intermediate.
Okay.
Blanca is teaching children.
Yes.
And I miss Blanca today. Hopefully you are watching.
Okay.
And Ara and Juan Pablo.
All right. So and these people are all volunteering to teach.
Yes.
This is all volunteer, which is so lovely that you're sharing your language and your culture with the rest of the city. I love that you're doing that. And I just think that diversity and it's just the best thing for a community. The more we know and the more diverse we are, the more open-minded we are, and the more we learn. I mean, I just think it's fabulous. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want I want to thank Sandra Mongley for being here. Pay attention to the Spanish. Okay, let's get it right. Northern Ontario
Latin Hispanic Cultural Association. We call NOLA.
NOLA. That makes it much easier.
And also, I will invite everyone to visit our Facebook page.
Good.
And we are in construction in our webpage.
Getting a webpage design.
So yes, so we will have so many things.
You come back on the show again, and I want to learn more. All right.
Sí, señor.
Sí, señor.
Sí,
Muchas
señor.
gracias, mi amiga.
Gracias, señor Timoteo.
Okay.
Gracias.
We'll be back with Luann after this break.
Thank you.
I managed to get through an interview without insulting anyone.
How did you do that?
It was difficult for me. Hey,
she's lovely. Isn't she?
Yes, and you know it was really fun when she came walking in. I spoke just a little bit of Spanish to her, and she's like, oh, and we talked a little bit, and then I said, I have someone I want you to meet, and I said, Jesus, ven acá. And Jesus came in, and she looked at him, and I said, he's from Mazatlan, Mexico. Mexico!
Yeah, so the 2 of them, they're like,
they hugged. It was wonderful.
What?
I know. And
we're very lucky to have both.
Luann, here in Canada, I think we pride ourselves on being a bilingual country. I mean, we are officially a bilingual country. And we also, for me, I think the more languages you know.
Me too.
I'm always amazed by people who can speak German and French and Italian and Spanish.
And there's actual scientific research that indicates that a person's brain who knows more than one language is more developed. So I'm way more developed than you are.
Because you are bilingual. But okay, that's true. You're far more advanced. On Be Humble Day, listen to her.
Yeah, really, right?
So what I'm saying is, I don't understand why these people in the US of A are also angry at people who don't speak English. It's like, you know what? It's a great thing to have more than one language under your belt. It's an amazing tool to travel the world and be able to speak their language.
I heard a quote on CBC radio once, years and years ago. My children were small, and it was a person telling a story, and a child was asking a grandfather why he had an accent. And she began to sort of make fun of her grandfather only because that's what she had heard in her community. You know, like, oh, you must be a frog or a Pollock so something like that. And the grandfather said, when you hear someone who has an accent, you know what that means? That means that they know a whole other language that you don't know.
And they can still communicate with you.
And they can still speak English.
Now, this whole thing also about you shouldn't be able to move to my country unless you can speak my language. How ridiculous is that?
How ridiculous is that?
You know,
How?
Well, tell me that I can't move to France
Right.
because French is my first language.
You know what? They're kind of snotty though when you go to France and you can't speak
Well,
French.
then you're going to learn.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I'm saying is, all I'm
saying.
I keep saying that. Where would we be as a city? Where would we be if we
Right.
hadn't had people come from other countries who didn't speak English when they moved here? They built our
Everywhere
city
in
for
Canada.
crying out loud.
Yeah.
Everywhere in Canada.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you imagine when the first people got off the boats here, and what if the indigenous people had said, "I'm sorry, if you don't speak Cree,
Right.
you can't stay here. You don't speak Ojibwe, get off my land."
If the chief said to Christopher Columbus, "You're not coming.
Yeah.
You stay on your boat."
That mentality is wrong, is all
It
I'm
is.
saying.
Yes. What's happening tomorrow night? Something
Tomorrow
positive.
night, something great is happening in our community, and it's because of people like Sandra McCleary and who else is on? Anyway, it's the coldest night. Coldest night of the year is a family-friendly walk that raises money for charities, serving hungry, homeless, and hurting people in our community. Walk with us. Now, we've had them on the show already.
Yes.
We've talked about this. If you haven't gotten a team together, or if you haven't raised any money by
Pledges.
through pledges, that doesn't mean you can't participate. All you have to do is show up. I think it's 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'm not positive. Go call St. Vincent's Place or go to the website. Or just Google coldest night, guys, and it'll tell you all the details. We're going to meet downtown at on Albert Street at the St. Vincent's Place. We're going to walk. You have a choice: 2 kilometer, 5 kilometer, and maybe even 10. You're going to walk. You're going to pay, I think it's $50 as a registration. That's going towards the cause as well. If you have raised $150 in pledges, you do not have to pay a registration fee.
Awesome.
And it's a simple 2 kilometer walk at the smallest.
And you're
after,
doing it.
I'm going to do it, and we get chilly after.
Oh, that's why he's doing it.
That's why I'm doing it. So anyway, join us for the coldest walk tomorrow night and help
a
out
great
the needy
idea.
people in our community who are hurting and hungry.
We'll be back right after this. Stay with us. Mornings with Luann and Tim.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. It's Tim Squared. It's the Tim and Tim Show. Tim Bass, Tim Murphy. Nice to have you, Tim.
Thanks for having me.
A pleasure.
Yeah.
Tim is in the cast of Mending Fences.
Yes.
Opens next week.
Yes, next Wednesday night.
Sioux Theatre Workshop.
Yes.
Tim, let's talk about a little bit about you before we get to the show.
Okay.
You came to Sault Ste. Marie about 9 years ago?
Yeah. Been here
From Windsor?
from Windsor. Yes,
Yeah.
been here about 9 years. My wife and my son, we moved up here in 2010, and basically jumped right into theater right away.
Right away.
With my son doing All My Sons.
Your son and All My Sons.
Yeah, my son, All My Sons.
Was that a Norm Foster play, All My
No,
Sons?
I don't believe-
That's
no,
that's
that was a
that's
drama.
That's
That was a
way
drama.
heavier, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, you had done theater, community theater down in Windsor?
Yeah, I did a lot of local theater with a theater group called Theater Windsor, Theater Live. I did some shows, a bunch of musicals and stuff down there, and
Right.
regular plays. So, yep.
Were you surprised when you moved to Sault Ste. Marie to discover how vibrant a theater culture we have for
Oh,
a
absolutely.
smallish Northern Ontario city?
Absolutely. Like to have this many groups with like basically half the size of Windsor was pretty surprising.
Pretty surprising.
And it's really like fantastic. Like anything from the high school shows and everything
I
else.
just went to see The Little Mermaid at
Yeah,
Cara last night.
yeah.
Those shows are so much fun.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of great shows in this town. It's
Yeah.
really vibrant. It's awesome.
And it's a nice way to get into the community, right? I mean, you meet these. There's very few groups I think are as welcoming or as friendly or
absolutely.
as open as like a theater family. It really is like a family.
Oh, absolutely. And you do a show with people, once you've done that show, that's a bond you have with them forever. You might not see them for 10 years, but I mean, as soon as you see them, it's a big hug and a welcome like you've seen them 10 minutes ago.
Right,
Yeah.
and people are very welcoming, and it's a great way to get introduced to a community.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Yep.
a great network too,
Yep.
because you have people from all walks of life, and
Yep,
yeah.
it's fantastic.
So let's talk a little bit about the show itself. So it's called Mending Fences. It's a
Yep.
Norm Foster play.
Yep.
Norm Foster is probably one of the most, at this point, well-known and prolific Canadian playwrights. I think his stuff is probably done more than any
Yeah.
other Canadian playwright right now.
Oh, for
Would
sure.
you agree?
Oh, absolutely,
I
for
think
sure.
everywhere you look, every theater does Norm Foster plays.
Yeah.
Harry Houston loves Norm.
Yeah, Harry loves Norm, and what's not to love? I mean, he always finds a way to bring out that human element through laughter, through tears. He covers it all, almost every show.
Harry is directing this show.
Yeah, Harry Houston is our director, and
the cast includes yourself,
myself, playing Harry, the old man.
The old man.
Kat Warren is also in the show, and Michael Hagerman, who plays my son.
Oh, Michael Hagerman. Tell me about Michael. Had some recent successes.
Yeah, Michael was in the Quanta entry from Sault Ste. Marie of Lucy.
Quanta is the Northern Ontario Theatre Festival.
Yes.
Right.
Which Sault Ste. Marie is also hosting this year.
We're hosting it this year.
Yep, and our show, Mending Fences, is a part of the Quanta Festival.
It's the Quanta entry.
Yes, for this year.
So for people who don't understand what happens, it's basically a juried thing. You have an adjudicator who comes in, you perform in the show, he adjudicates it. There's usually a session afterwards the next day where he sits down. He'll actually work through scenes with you, ask you about choices you made. It's a really educational experience.
Uplift you, tear you apart, whatever you need to do.
I put you back together again.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And then there are awards.
Yes.
That he creates some awards. There are some set awards.
Yeah.
Last year,
I think it's 2 years ago, Michael won for Best Supporting Actor, I believe, for Lucy, that they did with the Sioux Theatre Workshop. Yeah.
And then if the show actually does well at Quanta, it moves on to the regionals, which is...
Well, they go straight to Theatre Ontario.
Theatre Ontario.
Yeah,
right.
Which is in Richmond Hill this year.
Quanta is a regional, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, but it's not about the awards, it's about the work.
Yeah.
Right?
It's about the work and, like you said, the friendships you make and
Tell me about this show. Tell me about Mending Fences, a little bit of a plot line.
Yeah, well, Mending Fences is basically about an old man who's had a pretty rough life.
You're the old man.
I'm the old man, yes.
Rough life.
Rough
what happened
life.
to you?
You know, he's had a failed marriage. His parents didn't have the greatest relationship. The father had some infidelities. The mother became an alcoholic.
That's your parents were like that?
Yeah. So he's kind of had a rough life.
Okay.
He moves his family out west to try and start over. And
where'd you go?
We go to Saskatchewan.
Okay, so you take the whole family out to Saskatchewan?
And it doesn't really work out there as well. So so the wife and kids move, and now the son.
Wait, so Harry and his family split?
Yeah, Harry's out there by himself now.
They leave you?
They leave me. They head back east.
Okay.
And now the son comes home.
And that's played by?
Michael Hagerman.
Yeah.
He comes home after 13 years.
What's your son's name, Harry?
Drew.
Drew comes to see Harry 13 years.
13 years later, and basically, they pretty much think they're polar opposites, but we find out as the plot goes on that they're more alike than they think.
And there's humor in this as well.
Oh, always with Norm. Some belly chugging laughs. Good belly laughs, and then always some tears.
Tears?
If we do it right, apparently.
So Mending Fences is sort of metaphorical for being on the farm and also the relationship.
Well, yeah. There's also Mending Fences is a perfect title for the show because
so once again, the show dates are opening next Wednesday.
February 27th.
February 27th.
February 27th, and then we run straight through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the Sunday we have a matinee at 2 o'clock.
Posters up right now so folks can see those dates. The Sunday matinee is 2 o'clock, otherwise curtain time is 8 o'clock.
8 p.m.
The theater's on Pittsburgh Avenue, so you go along Wallace Terrace, you hang a left on Gooley Avenue, and then hang a right
on McAllen.
McAllen, and you're right there, you'll see it.
Yep.
Tickets are available either in advance at the Sault Theatre
box office at the Station Mall.
Or you can actually go online. This is very convenient. Sault, S-A-U-L-T, SaultCTC.ca will take you to the website. You credit card, you can purchase your tickets online. You don't have to go to the mall.
No.
But if you're in the mall, you can choose your... But I don't think it's assigned seating, is it? It's usually...
well, they have tables. It's reserved seating, and they'll pretty much reserve you at a certain table.
Okay,
because it's not normal theater. They'll have like a table of 8. And you can sit... it's a nice casual...
It is.
Casual environment.
It's a nice feeling. It's a very intimate setting. Sault Theatre Workshop, of course, is the oldest theater group in Sault Ste. Marie. It has the longest history.
I think we're into our 48th or 49th year. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
I think it's more than that. You know why?
It might
because the Comedy Guild started in '62, and it was before that. And
so you know what? You're right.
56 years old.
Maybe it started in 48.
I think it started in 48.
I'm not exactly sure.
That's okay. Listen, break a leg with the show.
Thank you very much.
You also play multiple roles, which is kind of interesting, right?
Yeah, they do some.
There are some
flashback scenes and everything. everything else. So it's very interesting. It's a very dynamic roles because you have to kind of change voices, change characters.
Really?
Because you don't the changes happen like right there. You don't go change costumes or anything.
It's
like
all about the mannerisms, the voice, and the personality.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And you and I are going to be working together in the future. You'll come back on the show and we'll talk about that
Absolutely.
when it happens.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
In the meantime, as I said, break a leg.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Check out Tim Bass and the cast with Harry Houston's production at Sault Theatre Workshop of Mending Fences, Wednesday through Sunday of next week. Tickets available at the Station Mall box office or online at susietc.ca. And we'll be back with Fur and Feathers Friday. Humane Society is here, Tim.
Awesome.
I know. Do you like dogs?
I love dogs. I have a dog myself.
You do too?
Yep.
It's Walk Your Dog Day.
Oh, awesome.
I know.
I might have to do that when I get home.
You can take Luann with you. Okay, and we'll be back right after this break. It's Whisper. Hi, Whisper. Hi, Laura.
Hi, good morning.
Welcome back. As always on Friday, we love having you and we love the animals. We have a good news story before we get to Whisper.
Ash from last week
adopted.
got his forever home.
With a lovely senior woman?
Yes.
Perfect home for
Perfect.
Ash. What's the perfect home for Whisper?
Whisper's pretty easygoing. I don't know if he'd be good with dogs, but he's good with other cats.
He is, eh?
Yeah, he's good with older children, calmer children.
Okay.
He'd probably adapt to hyper children too, though, because he's actually a fairly active
He's
cat.
active.
He is.
Look at his tail. He's happy.
He is.
Completely healthy.
Completely.
Yeah, maybe a little.
He is pudgy.
You're a little pudgy. You're a little pudgy. But he's handsome, though. I love the structure of his face.
Yeah.
He's got a handsome nose.
He's a big cat, like not just overweight, but he's also like a big cat.
He's a bigger cat.
Yeah.
He's about 3 years old, you say?
3.5,
Three and a half years old. And so the ideal home would just be
really any home for Whisper, yeah.
And look at him. Oh my God. He's settled.
He's got the cutest little meow.
Does he?
For a big cat, he's just got like this little meow. So Whisper suits him very well.
And his coloring is gorgeous, and he's at reduced price because
he came into us already neutered, and he's got most of his vaccines already, so he's only a $50 adoption fee.
$50 adoption fee, and you know you're getting a healthy kitty cat who's getting along with everybody. What do we need to know about this cats like this? Indoor cats, not outdoor cats. There's no such thing as outdoor cats.
No such thing as outdoor cats.
What about licensing? Do cats have to have licenses?
No, our bylaw states though that if you do have an indoor-outdoor cat, they need to have proper identification. You have to keep them on your property at all times.
Okay, so like a leash cat.
Yeah, a leash, collar with a name tag.
Okay.
But important too to also have a breakaway collar for a cat because if they get snagged, you know,
they could strangle themselves.
That's right. And breakaways, if enough force is applied, then the collar just breaks open.
Okay. So now if somebody wants this cat, they can just walk in with $50 and walk out the same day with them?
Yeah, fill out an application.
What
and
is
if it's suitable.
What's the application process?
For cats, it's usually same day depending on their status. Like if they need to get spayed or neutered still,
right.
We'll approve the application and then you come pick up the cat the next day.
What's on the application that tells you what kind of a person is adopting the cat?
We have lots of questions about the home, like work, how long the cat or animal's going to be alone, what behavior issues you're willing to work with, not willing to work with. So it helps us get a good idea of what they expect from their potential new pet and what we know about the animals in our care, that we can make an educated decision that it's a forever home.
It's a forever home.
Yeah.
And for this little fella, no special diet needs either. Just so easy going. He really wants to go.
He
though,
does,
doesn't
yeah. He gets to stay out all night too in the adoption room. He gets special treatment.
Oh, why is he so special?
Well, he's a big guy in a little cage.
Oh, I laughed. That made you look at me.
Yeah.
Look at those eyes are yellow, eh?
Yeah, and he's well behaved too. He doesn't create a ruckus in the room.
No.
We've had some guys that will go in the cupboards and take everything out of them and open bags of treats.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but not this little fella. Oh, his face is so beautiful. Oh, okay. So if you would like to adopt this beautiful creature, Whisper, or any of the other animals that you have. The Humane Society is open weekdays. Your time of day?
11 to 5 during the week and 12 to 5 on the weekends.
12 to 5 on the weekends. Okay. Laura, thanks for being here. I look forward to seeing you again next Friday.
My pleasure, always.
It's same for us. It's always a pleasure. Now I'm scratching my nose
I know.
because
He's shedding.
he is a little bit.
Yes.
But that's okay because anybody who owns a cat is prepared for that.
Absolutely,
that's
you have to be.
You have to be. Look at this. And that's actually, the reason that this cat went up actually has nothing to do with health. It was just a change of lifestyle. It was a conflict, and so the owner had to give him up. And so he's looking for a loving home, and that could be you. Go see our friend Laura at the Humane Society. Hi, Luann.
Hi.
Are we saying goodbye for the whole show?
We're saying goodbye for the whole show right now. Laura, it's always so good to see you.
I
don't
know
like-
you too. I
you don't
missed
like-
you the last 2 weeks.
You don't like
I know, yes, thank you.
You like cats, though. You like cats? Okay, Luann. Tell me about your kids.
My kids are awesome. They're the best kids ever. Totally awesome kids.
What are you doing this weekend?
I'm gonna party.
Okay, good. What are you doing this weekend?
Working.
Oh.
You can
bummer. What
find
are
me
you
at the
doing this
Humane
weekend?
Society.
Well, this weekend I'm going to do the walk, and then I have rehearsal for Shrek on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's and tonight's going to be a good night for me and Mr. Bowser.
Yeah.
He starts his first day on his new film today.
Awesome. Which is?
Yeah. I don't know the name of the film. I don't pay attention to his life that much.
And it's not about you.
What's it called?
Tainted.
Tainted. How do you know that, Jesus? Because he's in film.
Tainted.
Yeah.
Thank goodness Jesus is here.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Are we? What's going on?
I know. We're saying goodbye now.
Okay, I'll see you on Monday,
Okay, I'll see you on Monday.
I'll see you on Friday.
Next Friday.
and that's it.
Call for Whisper, please. Have
Yeah.
a great weekend. Thanks for watching.
Bye.